Yo, what's going on, guys? Why can't rappers not sell concerts today? Like, what's up with the ticket sales or whatever, bro? Why are top concerts from like early 2020s, late 2019s not able to sell concert tickets? Let's check it out.
Durk, Trippie Redd, DaBaby, and Ken Carson most recently, as well as Bobby Shmurda, who sold just 10 tickets per city. It feels like every month another mainstream rapper
10 tickets per city, bro. At that point, can you even call yourself a rapper at that point?
is quietly
And bro, and we really hyped up Bobby Shmurda into being big when he was gonna leave prison. Like we really hyped him up, and he just flopped like crazy.
forced to cancel their shows and tour. But the question remains, why? How are some of the industry's hottest names struggling to sell tickets?
Why are y'all doing billions of streams and the tickets don't match?
Yeah.
Even stars with billions of streams aren't safe. Just last year, Playboi Carti abruptly canceled his entire Antagonist Arena tour out of nowhere. And while all rumors pointed to low ticket sales, the truth is actually deeper than you think. In a genre like hip-hop containing the biggest egos on the planet, admitting that you can't sell your concert tickets is about the ultimate nightmare, especially when you're someone like DaBaby, who has even resorted to trying buy one get one free deals for his shows only to still end up canceling. So what do rappers do instead? Well, almost every time you hear of a rapper cancel their tour, it will immediately be followed by a blatant lie.
What's good, guys? It's your boy T-Pain. How you doing? Got some news about the One Up DLC tour. I'm gonna take it upon myself to cancel the One Up DLC tour because it just would have been a bad look for me and it wouldn't have been entertaining for y'all. So now let me tell you, I was advised to lie about this and say that I needed some time or I needed a alone time.
Yo, at least he's keeping it real. Most days, rappers these days do not keep it real. They just be lying, saying, "Oh, I had something come up, family matters, whatever." At least T-Pain's actually like, wait, this isn't T-Pain.
To lie.
At least
It was
he's
a bad
keeping it
look for
real.
me, and it wouldn't have been entertaining for y'all. So now let me tell you, I was advised to lie about this and say that I needed some time or I needed some alone time or me time and some shit like that, or I needed time to spend with my family or some medical attention or something like that. Just don't make it look like we f***ed up. We f***ed up. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, man. Most artists lie. Whenever concerts get canceled or tours get canceled, it's for low ticket sales. It ain't really about whatever the reason they say, and I think that's wrong. That's f***ed up.
About the only rapper in history to ever be honest about his flop and take responsibility is T-Pain, going as far as to reveal to us that he was advised by his team to lie and make up an excuse for his poor ticket sales, which is again, as I mentioned, what 99% of—
Yo, T-Pain is actually keeping it real, bro. Most of these artists these days, they will lie and make some crazy ass excuse, like they're sick, their families or whatever, bro. T-Pain is actually keeping it real, which is rare to see.
rappers do.
Disappointing news for fans of Chance the Rapper. The Chicago artist announced on Instagram that he is canceling his upcoming tour. He says he is going to take some time off to be with his family and make some new music.
Despite also running a 2-for-1 deal as well. When Chance the Rapper announced the cancellation of his Big Day tour back in 2019.
Yo, no shade to Chance the Rapper fans, but who really be listening to Chance the Rapper, bro? Like there's only like one song I really listen for him, which is the song he's like "F you," like that song, like directed towards his haters. That song was actually good and catchy. Anything else, bro, I really don't really be listening to.
As you can read from his old Instagram post, he claimed that it was to take time off to spend with family. However, according to a lawsuit filed by his ex-manager a year later, it was instead terrible ticket sales that resulted in the tour being canceled. But yet, as bad as his numbers were, Chance the Rapper's ticket sales were still way higher than Bobby Shmurda's. As his first tour following his long-awaited release from prison, Bobby Shmurda was set to embark on a 19-night concert run. That was, though, until his booking agent came out to reveal that the number of 19 shows may have actually been higher than the total number of tickets. Full transparency, the tour was canceled due to an average of 10 tickets sold per show.
Bro, how are you gonna sell? Bro, that is so embarrassing, bro. And I'm gonna be honest, if I was in this position, I would lie too. I would not talk about my ticket sales. 10 tickets per show is crazy. Like, can you even call yourself a rapper at that point?
So, the booking agent clarified, not a lack of promotion. We ran ads and we have receipts. This wasn't about effort, it was about
Thing just froze.
Lil Baby demand. Even continuing on to post proof of these diabolical sales, such as here, showing only 9 total tickets for his scheduled show in Washington, D.C. But although definitely not this embarrassingly low, As it turns out, low attendance was also the reason why Trippie Redd canceled his St. Michael tour
No,
2 years
not
ago,
Trippie.
despite trying to argue this on his story.
Hey guys, just wanted to update you guys. So you guys have been talking about tour and why I canceled it. You want an explanation. So boom, I'm dropping a project named St. Michael, right? What if I was to tell you that's my son's name and I canceled tour because I had to deliver my son? Y'all sitting there bashing me, saying all this crazy stuff, and here I'm just bringing my child into the world.
Trippie claimed that the birth of his son was the reason why he canceled his tour, yet the majority of fans saw through the truth. Not to mention that after taking a DNA test, he learned that it wasn't even his real son.
What? Bro, that wasn't even his actual kid? Bro, I would get so pissed if that happened to me, bro. Imagine the girl you love gives birth to your kid and turns out that kid isn't even yours, bro. Crashing out is very reasonable at that point.
But I feel like we had a kid around the same time. Bruh, I got a DNA test on him. I got a kid.
That's crazy.
You for real? I swear, bro.
But seeing as this was scheduled to be an arena tour, with Trippie trying to play NBA arenas such as Barclays Center, which booking too big of venues is another massive problem that we're about to get into, and for Trippie Redd, he just couldn't sell as many tickets as expected. However, going back to if you believe what T-Pain said about excuses, and even some artists who use made-up health problems to hide the truth.
Or I needed some alone time or me time, and I needed time to spend with my family or some medical attention or something like that.
Well then, the same could
Yo,
also be
T-Pain
true
is
for Lil
legit,
Durk.
like,
Durk was sick,
exposing these
fatigued, and
artists.
tired, cited Lil Durk's manager
I
on the
love it.
cancellation of his tour. The doctor recommended that he take some time off to heal up and get ready for the rest of the year. 2 years ago, out of nowhere, Lil Durk randomly axed 24 dates out of his Sorry for the Drought tour. And despite citing his need for rest, which did happen to conveniently come a week after this TMZ report surfaced about Lil Durk in the hospital with severe dehydration, however, many fans weren't buying it. He's fine, the ticket sales were more dehydrated than him, is the real reason. Going on to point out that Durk still performed 2 shows in his home city of Chicago shortly after, just a cop-out to embarrassing ticket sales. These dudes think they're way bigger than they are, trying to headline arena tours. Considering that, at the time of this announcement, most of Durk's venues had only sold about 40% of their tickets. While sure, exhaustion may have played a part, this was the perfect—
Bro, the thing is, bro, you don't even understand how expensive it is to rent out these venues, bro. To spend this amount of money on venues and then have your sales be so low, it's just canceling the whole thing, bro. It's just a big chunk of money just gone.
timing to escape his underperforming presale. But then, shortly after, to follow in his footsteps arrived this headline in regards to his partner in crime, Lil Baby. In addition to this viral tweet showing us exactly how many empty seats were still left, as you can see, there were a lot of blue unsold tickets. Lil Baby was then forced to cancel 10 dates of his scheduled tour. But how is Lil Baby struggling to sell tickets?
Now Lil Baby is headlining the tour, and you got your supporting acts on the tour ain't really got no slaps like that. Gotcha. And you're trying to sell arenas seats out.
For a star like Lil Baby, who literally had the #1 most popular album of 2020, this was certainly strange. But there is one simple reason that will explain it all. However, if you ask Lil Durk's manager, he will tell you that the main reason behind Durk's low concert sales is due to, quote, other verticals right now that are eating into the entertainment touring. Pointing out live streamers as an example. These kids are literally vacuuming money from all these fans, and the fans are not even leaving the house. That's where the money is going.
Chat W subs! Hi XG with the 5 gifted, appreciate it.
Implying that live streamers such as Kai Cenat are to blame for low ticket sales in rap would definitely not be my first argument. But while I suppose partially true, most would probably be thinking, is rap as a whole just on a decline? Is that why ticket sales are down and guys like Moneybagg Yo have had to cancel tours, missing out on the biggest percent of their profit? Or is something deeper going on behind the scenes? The #1 biggest factor right now behind the drop in concert attendance is the insane increase in ticket prices. Going back to Lil Baby's It's Only Us tour, besides his team's terrible promo and
the
marketing,
first thing I
with
noticed
many
about these ticket prices is $220, bro, for one of these bag seats. This is row F, bro. This is like not even close to the freaking floor. $220. No wonder no one's buying your show.
fans having no idea this was happening. As you can read though, the price for just one ticket in section 108, which keep in mind is not even on the floor, was priced at $220 for a single ticket. But just when you thought
no
that
one's
was
gonna
bad,
go to your
then you
concert
add
at that point.
Ticketmaster's ridiculous fees.
So you guys finally see
I forgot the fees that Ticketmaster be doing, bro.
what I've been saying is factual. These are Megan Thee Stallion tickets, and look how many hidden fees Ticketmaster has slapped on there, bro.
Owned and operated by Live Nation, the fact that the world's biggest concert promoter and ticketing service is one single giant company, with control over how tickets are sold, is also a huge problem, and largely to blame. In fact, a lawsuit was literally filed last year by the United States Justice Department suing Live Nation and Ticketmaster for essentially forming a monopoly over the live concert market, with a goal to restore competition in the live concert industry and provide better choices at lower prices for fans. While I confidently think every single person watching this supports that, however, has it worked? According to Billboard, prices for concert tickets have risen by more than 32% over just the past 5 years, with the average concert ticket costing $130 in 2024, which, for reference, back in 2019, the average price was $91, a rise that outpaces inflation by a good margin. Now, keep in mind too that the typical demographic of a rapper's fanbase tends to be on the younger side, and with an already struggling economy, the truth is a lot of kids just simply can't afford to pay these ticket prices. Like coughing up $220 to watch Lil Baby rap over a backing track, or Playboy Cardi scream a few words and then dip. But although lazy performance
That's like the most awkward Cardi concert I've seen.
are a totally different problem that we'll also see in a sec, the question still remains: why are concert tickets so expensive now? And more importantly, how can we fix them? Everything is way higher, answers Lil Durk's manager, whose last name I won't even attempt. Staffing is way higher, and airplane tickets are nuts.
Oh yeah.
You've got gas prices going up, every element has gone up, and that has to be passed on to the consumer. It's no secret that prices for everything have been on a constant rise. And while expenses were also the main reason why Little Sims sadly had to cancel her entire tour in 2022, having the guts though to share with fans that, as an independent artist, funding her tour would leave her in a financial deficit.
And then, out of the blue, she tweeted, "Hey guys, due to unforeseen circumstances, I've been left with no option but to reschedule my US tour. Being an independent artist, I pay for everything, encompassing my live performances, out of my own pocket, and touring the US for a month would leave me in a huge deficit." For her to kind of just tweet that is very heartbreaking.
But besides her obvious rise in overall inflation and expenses, the concert ticket resale market is the second biggest nightmare fans face today. Despite Ticketmaster's numerous attempts to crack down on bots, resellers continue to evolve their software and invest a pretty penny into buying professional-grade tools that make their bots even faster, allowing them to buy more tickets than one sluggish human could. Thus, this results in way higher prices when they later go on resale, often multiple hundreds.
I hate resellers, bro. I'll say it again and I'll say it again. I hate resellers, bro. They are the thief of all joy, bro. They're legit freaking bots, bro. And then reselling that shit for a way unreasonable high ass price, bro. I hate it.
Of dollars more, locking out the real fans who can't afford them.
Hey, you want to go see Michael Jackson tonight? How much is the ticket? It's like $10, I think. Pricey, but sure. Nice. Let me look up the ticket prices.
There's no way Michael Jackson ticket concert was $10.
That's a bargain. Okay.
It is commonly said that one of the best tests to determine the true size of an artist's fanbase is through physical ticket sales. Because here in 2025, you can have millions of followers and quote-unquote fans on social media, but when it's then time to go and book a show, how many people will actually show up? Well, in the case of Smoke Perp in this viral clip right here, about 6 or 7.
No, bro. This is like a kids party, bro.
Despite his 3.5 million.
Hey, but shout out to Little Perk for like Smoke Perk for actually like going through with the concert though.
Followers on Instagram. Back in 2022, former SoundCloud legend Smoke Perp was clowned all over the internet after performing to an audience that couldn't even pack out a high school bathroom. And while yes, it is also the concert promoter's job to promote and sell tickets, the reason why we see so many rappers cancel their tours nowadays is to avoid turning into viral memes like Smoke Perp. One of the biggest advocates behind exposing the truth of the music industry is rapper Russ, who had this to say: "Don't be mad at me selling out arenas cause your favorite artist can't. Y'all start trying to make excuses and do all sort of mental gymnastics in an attempt to figure out the disconnect. They are faking their streams, which is why the ticket sales don't match the streams. Simple. But stay out of my mentions with the stupidity."
The reality is the labels are spending money and, you know, devil's advocate, they're treating it like a marketing expense. Because in a sense, it like almost is.
You're going to spend $100 grand on billboards, you're going to spend $100 grand on streams.
Right.
Now, Russ's main theory stems back to faking streams, and while there's definitely an argument to be had there, with computerized bots yet again in play, one thing is for sure: Music streams do not equal ticket sales. Although, yes, stars like Beyonce and Taylor Swift are having no problem selling out shows, seeing as the Eras Tour was literally the most profitable concert tour in music history. Meanwhile, though, as the New York Post...
Taylor Swift made $2 billion, bro, on a tour. That is crazy, bro. If she ain't the GOAT of her genre, bro, I don't know who is, bro.
Even reports, it's not just rappers that are struggling. Basically, if you're not Taylor Swift, Beyonce, or Kendrick Lamar levels, from Jennifer Lopez, Bad Bunny, and Justin Timberlake to name a few, the whole industry has took a hit. And insane ticket prices aside, as so many casual mainstream fans nowadays just hear a song that they like on TikTok or the radio for a few weeks until the next trending sound takes over, the truth is, this rarely leads to a connection close enough for them to want to go see the artist in person. Not to mention too that ever since the COVID pandemic, the concert market has honestly been oversaturated. You never before had a moment in time where all the horses lined up at the starting gate, and they all went on the road at the same time. Following the pandemic and lockdown, every artist was itching to get back on the road. And combined with a large chunk of fans not having an income or job during lockdown, with so many artists on tour now and endless shows, fans only have a limited amount of time and money we can spend, unfortunately resulting in diminishing demand for less established names.
Now it's getting to a saturation point, clearly, because everybody's announcing their tour this year or next year. So now fans have a lot of choices to pick from. Plus they have these festivals. Now they're choosing to go to here versus here. They're making their choices.
As academics also alluded to, besides your endless options of who to buy tickets for, the fact that fans can see all of their favorite artists perform at musical festivals throughout the year, such as Rolling Loud for example, although sure it's not quite the same as an entire full set, or maybe you don't like festivals, if it means you paying the same price though, but getting to see 30 more artists you like rather than just one, why would anyone not do that?
Why would somebody pay to go see you singular as a solo act on an arena tour for $200 just for decent seats? Why would they pay you $200 individually when they could pay $300 for a full-blown festival with names all over the place?
Just last month in July, it was announced that Ken Carson scheduled...
I kind of seen the trend, the whole festival thing taking over, like, people, and actually, like, preventing people to start their own thing. Because, bro, like, festivals are so huge now. Like, it makes sense to just save up money for the festival because you'll see your favorite artists combined with a bunch of other of your favorites.
Lord of Chaos tour had officially been cancelled, and despite talk of an upcoming Opium tour being the reason, of course, this still hasn't stopped rumors of the cancellation being because of low ticket sales. Along with Ken swinging for the fences and trying to do arena shows, as my friend Aaron Speaking also points out,
if I could spend $300 to see damn near 30 artists over the weekend, including Ken Carson, why would I spend $300 to see just Ken Carson? Yeah, those openers, don't get me wrong, but you get what I'm saying, bro. Like, is it really worth it?
Is it really worth it is the big question that we are left with today. And unless you're an A-list star like Travis Scott or Drake, for example, a lot of people are answering no. At this point, as sad as it is, there is no denying the decline in rap show attendance. However, with that being said, how can we fix this big problem? In my opinion, there are 3 key factors which rappers need to immediately consider if they want to start selling more tickets. The first, and most obvious, is simply to make better music. Typical rollout behavior for artists is to announce a new tour for fans after releasing a new album. But, going back to Chance the Rapper from earlier, when he announced his Big Day tour, which was in support of his terrible Big Day album that totally flopped, as you could guess, nobody wanted to go watch him perform any of those songs.
Oh, I love my wife. I love my wife. Let's go ride a bike with my wife.
So no way if you drop a mid-album, that is not enticing at all for fans to want to come buy tickets, especially if they've already seen you. But what about on the operations side? What can artists do today? Besides being more strategic with the timing of their tours and not oversaturating them, if you really want to sell out your shows, or at least come close, then in my opinion, most importantly, you have to book the right size venues. In addition to rappers like Ken Carson and Trippie Redd, who we already covered, today we watch countless artists and their teams overestimate hype and demand for their tours and then go on to book these huge venues, such as the Barclays Center, thinking it will sell out, only for seats to sit empty for weeks and the show having to get cancelled. Trust me, as a fan, nobody cares if you perform in an arena with 19,000 people, or a 500-person theater. If you put on a great performance, that's all that matters. Plus, to be honest, personally I prefer smaller venues anyway, as they not only feel more personal and close, but the sound is usually way better too. And some of the best tours ever have been in small capacity venues.
Back in the SoundCloud era. All right, bro. But Travis Scott cannot be. Travis Scott is one of those artists that cannot be performing in small venues. They need huge venues, bro, because they're legit. Like, bro, Travis Scott fans are crazy, bro. Legit, they even be breaking in the venues, bro. Like,
which then brings us to our third and final point. If you want to sell more tickets, then simply put on a better show. Rather than just letting your music play over the speakers while you stand and walk around on stage, the reason why someone like Travis Scott can sell out a show in a few minutes is because his concerts are entire experiences. From riding roller coasters over the crowd during his Astroworld tour, to then someone like Drake suspending this yellow Ferrari on his run with the Migos, or Kanye West's iconic St. Pablo stage design, the more immersive of a live show experience you can make, the better, and definitely the more memorable for fans. Unless rappers can give fans a reason to leave the house with genuine music and concerts that they can actually afford, then these empty seats will just keep multiplying. However, when performances become unforgettable and the venues fit the proper demand, these canceled tours will turn right back into sold-out dates.
yeah, I'm gonna be honest, bro, because some of these rappers, when they be performing in concerts, bro, it be so dead, bro. Like, they think they're so hot that they don't even need to put that much energy or, mm, like enthusiasm in their, like, performance. Like, bro, come on now. Like, who do you think you are, bro? You're not Drake. Anyways, comment down below what y'all think. And let me know if y'all been on a concert as lately. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.